Friends, today we are going to explain the latest 2025 movie, Sisu Part 2, Road to Revenge. Before we begin, if you are wondering about Part 1, I have already explained the first part of this movie. If you want to watch that explanation, you can find the link in the description after this video. Now let us start the story. World War II has ended and the year is 1946. We meet our hero Corpy. When Corpy returns home, he finds the house completely empty. His wife and his 2 children have been killed by the Russians. This tragedy leaves him broken and deeply sorrowful. Now Corpy decides to leave this place forever and live somewhere in peace, where no one will disturb him. To do this, he carefully numbers every piece of wood from his house. He dismantles the entire house and loads the wooden logs onto a truck. This shows that he plans to go far away and build a new home from scratch. Corpy also has a loyal dog with him. He puts the dog inside the truck and begins his journey. At this moment, Corpy has no idea how dangerous this journey is going to be. Meanwhile, an old man is released from a Soviet prison. He is told about a man named Corpy, whose wife and children were killed. The officers reveal that this same man once killed 300 soldiers of the Red Army and became a legend. They promise the old man freedom and unlimited resources if he agrees to kill Corpy. Only after accepting this mission is the man set free. Corpy continues his journey toward Finland. On the way, some Red Army soldiers stop his truck and ask to check his passport. Corpy calmly shows his documents. Suddenly, a jeep arrives carrying a Red Army commander named Igor. Igor notices the large amount of wood loaded on the truck. He mocks Corpy and cruelly orders his men to burn him alive using the wooden logs. Corpy immediately realizes that his life is in danger. He prepares himself to fight back. As one soldier lights a bottle to throw at the truck, Corpy kicks open the window and accelerates. One soldier gets trapped under the moving truck and is thrown far away. Corpy escapes at full speed. However, Igor begins chasing him with another soldier. Inside the moving truck, Corpy loads his gun while driving. After a long chase, Corpy reaches an abandoned and broken house. He steps out of the truck and opens fire on the vehicle following him. The soldiers in the truck are killed. Igor warns the man sitting beside him not to move. Ignoring the warning, the man pulls out his gun and tries to shoot Corpy. Corpy kills him with a single precise shot. Corpy spares Igor's life and lets him go without saying a word. Corpy gets back into his truck and drives away once again. Enraged, Igor contacts other army units and calls for backup. Soon, more soldiers arrive on bullet bikes and start chasing Corpy. They are determined not to let him escape alive. Realizing he is being hunted, Corpy pushes his truck to maximum speed. Throughout the chase, he remains careful about his dog sitting inside the truck. The truck is still loaded with the wooden logs from his destroyed home, making the journey even more dangerous. 1 or 2 soldiers climb onto the top of his truck. Somehow, Corpy manages to throw them off while the truck is still moving. He traps a couple of soldiers in the truck's chain, snapping their necks instantly. Then, Corpy climbs out of the moving truck and attaches a bomb to a biker. The bomb explodes on the spot, killing the biker immediately. Just then, Igor drives his jeep close to the truck and throws a burning bottle at it. The truck catches fire and Corpy's wooden logs begin to burn. Thinking quickly, Corpy drives the truck into thick bushes, putting out the flames. He stops the truck and checks for damage. He gives water to his dog to calm it down. At that moment, Corpy notices a bullet stuck inside his mouth. He calmly removes the bullet with his finger. Despite his old age, his courage remains unshaken. Soon, Corpy sees fighter planes flying overhead, clearly searching for him. Without taking any rest, he starts driving again. The pilots in the planes begin firing at his truck. Corpy realizes that escaping them will not be easy. Using his experience, he suddenly turns his truck to the right, which helps him avoid some of the attacks. However, the pilots return for another strike. To protect himself, Corpy crashes his truck into an abandoned house and waits silently. But the pilots are determined to kill him and continue searching. Now the question is, how will Corpy escape from this situation? To survive, Corpy loads wooden planks onto his truck and drives deep into a forest filled with tall trees. The pilots begin searching the area from above. Corpy disappears from their sight among the trees. Most of the pilots lose track of him. However, one pilot spots the truck moving between the trees. The pilot turns his plane around and starts firing at Corpy from inside the forest. Seeing this, Corpy suddenly applies the brakes. The plane crashes into the truck and explodes at a distance, killing the pilot. Corpy has successfully shot down a plane. He carefully comes out of the forest and looks around. He does not see any other planes nearby. Believing the danger is over, he starts driving again. While passing close to a bay, a plane flies low inside it. Corpy fails to notice the plane at first. Suddenly, the plane emerges and attacks the truck again. This time, Corpy is stuck in an open field with no place to hide. The plane comes directly toward the truck. The pilot manages to jump out just before the plane crashes. As the plane is about to collide with the truck, Corpy slams on the brakes. Several wooden logs fall from the truck and block the path. The plane crashes into the logs and explodes far away. Once again, Corpy's intelligence saves him, his dog, and the truck. However, the pilot who escaped the crash opens fire on Corpy. Corpy remains fearless and steady. At that moment, Corpy notices a much larger plane approaching from above. The plane prepares to drop a bomb directly on him. Corpy speeds away in his truck. Moments later, multiple Multiple bombs fall from the sky, landing close to the truck. The powerful blast sends Corpy's truck crashing into the sea. Despite the chaos, Corpy manages to free himself and his dog from the wreckage. But Corpy still needs his logs because he must build a new house with them. Using the logs, he unties them and floats up to the surface. His dog is also found alive beside him. A short time later, Igor arrives at the scene with his men. Divers search the area for Corpy's body. Neither Corpy nor the logs are found. It is revealed that Corpy has tied the logs together to form a small raft. He uses this raft to reach a location near the Finnish border. There he notices an old tanker parked nearby. Corpy loads all the wooden logs onto the tanker. Meanwhile, Igor positions himself with his army at a strategic location. He is confident that Corpy will use this route to enter Finland. Suddenly, Igor sees a tanker approaching from a distance. He notices a large number of logs stacked on top of it. Using his binoculars, he realizes that Corpy is still alive. He wonders whether Corpy is even human, as he simply refuses to die. Enraged, Igor orders his men to eliminate him immediately. The soldiers open fire on Corpy's tanker. Corpy continues driving without stopping. Unknown to them, Corpy has planted bombs at the back of the tanker. Suddenly, the bombs explode. The tanker is thrown into the air and crashes far away. The soldiers watch in shock. Everyone believes that Corpy is finally dead. But Corpy survives once again. He quietly breaks the wooden handle of a knife. The purpose of this action will be revealed later. Moments later, Corpy emerges from the wrecked tanker. However, Igor is waiting and captures him. Soon, several senior officers arrive at the scene. They tell Corpy that he fought well, and that they have been waiting for him. Corpy is then placed onto a train. The broken wooden part of the knife is also taken with him. During the journey, Corpy is brutally beaten. He is tied up, suspended in the air, and tortured repeatedly. Despite the pain, Corpy shows no reaction. Igor arrives and speaks to him coldly. He boasts that he has tortured many people before. He says that others screamed and begged for mercy, but Corpy remains silent. Igor promises that Corpy will eventually scream like the rest. After saying this, Igor leaves for another train carriage. Inside, several senior officers are sitting together. Igor tells them that he has captured Corpy. However, the officers begin arguing and claim the credit for themselves. They insist that it was they, not Igor, who caught him. Meanwhile, the train continues moving forward. Two soldiers stand guard outside the carriage where Corpy is tied. Corpy slowly manages to free himself. He is too weak to stand properly. A knife made only of iron is hidden under the skin of his leg. He had earlier removed the wooden handle from it. One soldier enters the carriage to check on him. The soldier sees Corpy lying on the floor, but Corpy is holding the hidden knife in his hand. He kills the soldier instantly. Another soldier enters moments later. Corpy kills him as well and takes his gun. Now Corpy is completely free. He turns into a silent slayer and moves from one carriage to another. It is nighttime. All the soldiers inside the carriage are asleep. They are all Russian soldiers. Corpy knows that he must eliminate Igor, the senior officer who destroyed his family. That is why he moves slowly and carefully from one carriage to the next. When Corpy enters a carriage, he notices one soldier who is still awake. Using a sharp tool, he kills the man instantly. Another soldier begins to wake up. Corpy stabs him in the back before he can say a word. Before the remaining soldiers wake up, Corpy closes the carriage doors. He then climbs onto the top of the moving train. Because it is dark, he crashes into a pole and falls into the last carriage. All the soldiers in that carriage wake up at once. They grab their weapons and immediately open fire on Corpy. Corpy uses some of the soldiers as shields to protect himself. He snatches their guns and kills them one by one. A brutal gunfight breaks out inside the carriage. Meanwhile, Igor senses that something is wrong and comes to investigate. At the same time, Corpy continues moving through the compartments. He kills every soldier who stands in his way. Igor soon realizes that Corpy is free inside the train. He quickly detaches Corpy's compartment from the rest of the train. The main train moves forward, leaving Corpy's carriage behind. Corpy notices that several compartments have been separated. That is when he spots a large missile inside his own compartment. He realizes that this missile can be used. Elsewhere, Igor moves toward a group of senior officers. Without warning, he stabs one officer in the neck. The other officers remain unaware of what has happened. Igor then pulls out his gun and shoots all of them, leaving only one alive. The surviving man begs for his life and offers money. Igor takes the money without hesitation. Even then, Igor shows no mercy and kills the man. Igor feels victorious and proud. Suddenly, he hears loud mechanical noises. It is revealed that Corpy has activated the missile. The missile begins pulling Corpy's carriage forward. The carriages behind reconnect with the main train. As Corpy reaches Igor, he launches a fierce attack. Corpy beats Igor mercilessly. However, Igor fights back with great determination. The two battle for a long time. Igor throws water on Corpy and mocks him, asking why he refuses to die. But Corpy's courage never breaks. He quickly retreats to his compartment. He removes all the bolts from the missile stored there. Igor, still in the other compartment, is caught off guard. The missile launches straight into Igor's compartment. Corpy's carriage separates at the last moment. The missile explodes near Igor. The massive blast kills Igor instantly. Corpy watches watches the explosion from a safe distance. Meanwhile, some soldiers remain stationed near the Finnish border. They see a train approaching their position. Soon they realize that it is not a full train. It is an empty train carriage being pulled by hand. Korpi himself has dragged it all the way here. Korpi shows his passport to the soldiers. When they read his name, they recognize him immediately. They realize he is the same man who killed 300 Red Army soldiers. Out of respect, the soldiers salute Korpi and allow him to pass. Korpi moves forward without saying a word. After reaching a quiet location, he begins building his house. All he wants now is to live in peace. While working on his house, Korpi notices several people approaching. They are carrying weapons, axes, and ropes. At first, Korpi believes he will have to fight once again. He feels that peace is impossible for him anywhere. However, the people stop and speak to him calmly. They tell Korpi that they have come to help him. They explain that building a house alone is not easy. Korpi remains silent and watches them. Soon they all start helping him build the house. Together, they complete the work. And with this, the movie comes to an end. We have included the link to the explanation of Part 1 in the description. When Part 3 is released, we will definitely explain it as well. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel for more movie explanations like this. Also, press the bell icon so you never miss an update. Until then, stay happy and take care of yourself. Thank you for watching.